to Ironheart show review. Phil, let's first give our spoiler-free takes on the entire show as a whole.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. I'm going to give it, and I hate doing this because sometimes I feel like a broken record. Like I repeat my numbers a lot.
Yeah.
But we watch a lot of great things. So that's why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I liked it. It was surprisingly good. It's definitely a lower 7. Nothing crazy. Not obsessed with it by any means. But for what I thought this was and what I ended up getting, I was very, very, very impressed. And I think, while I'm not in love with Riri yet, I'm not in love with a lot of the characters the show presented me, I think there's potential with Riri and Natalie specifically for their future in the MCU, and I can't wait to see how that develops later.
Yeah.
That's kind of it for spoiler free, because I think that I mainly want to talk about the thing.
We'll get into
But here,
it.
well, your spoiler. What do you think?
Exactly what you said. I'm giving this a low 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to give it a higher. Like, I was close to giving it an 8. But there are some things that
100%, yeah.
need to be fleshed out.
Far from perfect.
And I actually do think there's going to be a season 2.
I think there might be too.
I think there's going to be a season 2.
But I don't, because I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, actually, I want to wait for we talk about this. I won't spoil it.
But
because,
oh, sorry.
Go.
But yeah, I'm just giving it a low 7 out of 10. I think that it introduced certain aspects that are important and really good. But like I said, there were some things lacking with it.
100%.
There were some things that were like, oh, this is kind of cheesy, but it kind of works, and I don't know, but I think that it was a fine and okay MCU TV show.
Totally, yeah.
I thought that it was okay.
On a different day, you can catch me saying this is a 6. But I think because of the high of the final episode for me, I'm giving it a 7. I think what I will say bumps it down a lot is I agree with you, a little cheesy. Mainly with the side characters, I think that's where the show was like, man, what are we doing here? The Hood and his crew, I actually really like the Hood. Anthony Ramos killed it.
He did an amazing
I liked
job.
him a lot. Everyone else I wasn't with.
I was like...
None of them had real character. They kind of just all had really strong personalities, but I didn't like any of them. They kind of all were just a little annoying and there. I don't know. Like, I didn't care about a single one of them. I don't even remember their names. So I just felt like that was like a massive weak point. I think I wish... I would have loved to see more development with Riri and the dude. What's his name?
Isaac or something?
Something like that.
You talking about Ezekiel Stain?
No. The black dude. The
Oh,
guy
you're talking
that was
about
Natalie.
Xavier.
Yeah. I liked him. I liked their relationship, and I kind of wanted more of that. And I think the show like touches on it, and like near the end tries to wrap it up. But I would have loved to see more. Yeah, I want to get into spoilers. Do you want to get into spoilers? Can we
Let's
just
get
do
into
it?
spoilers,
Okay.
man. We have to.
Before we get into the big thing, I want to say, because I was about to spoil this, I thought Xavier finding out Natalie was like an AI bot. I thought his like switch to normal felt very fast.
Yep.
Like it was like, how could you do this to me, Riri? I hate you. Nah, we good, bro. You know, like I was
came
like,
to help out build your suit.
I was like, what do you like? He's like, I'm not okay with this. Like, that's supposed to tell me, the audience, like, oh, well, he's not okay with it. So that means he's not fine. But he seemed fine. So, like, I just felt like that was a very fast turn, and they didn't properly develop that out, because I think there was something very interesting there with, like, Riri being very selfish throughout the show.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, proper growth. Like, I can't wait to see that build, and I would have loved to see them delve more into that. They didn't, because 6 episodes, and they didn't want to fully commit to the show.
Yeah.
Needless to say, though, Phil, I want to talk about the big reveal. Okay. So this is, for all you MCU fans, this is a big deal. We've been talking about this for 5 years now. 2020, WandaVision. All of us saying, where is he? Where is the guy? Where is the man? Where is the scariest dude? Nightmare freak, scary boy himself, Mephisto. Phil, what if I told you 5 years ago that in 5 years we will get an Ironheart TV show after Wakanda Forever, and Mephisto will be introduced in that show, what would you tell me? I'm crazy. That's what you tell me. That's what you tell me. I'm crazy. And you know what? I think it is a little crazy that Mephisto's here. But I welcome it because this is what it needed. It needed that crutch. It needed that, like, that thing. What was that thing? Mephisto, baby.
Yeah.
And who did they cast to do it? Mr. Borat himself.
That was so perfect,
what the
bro.
frick?
That was
what
so
the
perfect.
frick? What the frick?
Do they even have him listed on?
He is. I have him right here. Sacha Baron Cohen. Oh my gosh, I'm like peeking the mic right now. I got sorry.
So lit, bro.
Dude,
like in my bed.
He delivered, bro. Delivered like insanely well. He has like his performance was like immediately like enthralling. Like he started talking, I'm like, not because I thought he was Mephisto, because I just like his voice is so good, it's so strong. I love when Riri's like, you little Dormammu guys. Like, Dormammu? Him?
And then what did he say? He said he would be lucky to even like wipe my butt or something.
Something like that.
I was like, whoa, okay, he's way more powerful than I thought.
I love that intro so much. The shot of him on the spoon scared me. It was like almost 3 a.m, and I'm like, I don't like this. It was very good. Very well done. Love that reveal so much. I want you to talk because I want to keep going, but I don't want to take everything.
Bro, so. I kept telling y'all, like, it was, the whole show kept on screaming, like, and for all of you conservative Christians and Christians overall, it was screaming some demonic. I'm not trying to say it was fully demonic. I know Satan, this and that, but they kept on using the word demonic. So I kept on thinking, if they're going to keep using the word demonic and there's going to be the word possession in there, the MCU devil's got to be coming in sometime soon. Like, I was just like, when is he coming in? And I got a little sad for a second when they went to the store and they brought up, like, Dormammu, and it's from Dormammu, and I was like, dang it, I was so close. But then right when that last episode played, and he's running and like, he goes to the tunnel, and I'm like, how's he going to get out of there? And all of a sudden, this hand comes out of nowhere, and it's like this voice that's a little raspy. I was like, dude's offering him a way out in this portal he created, and I was thinking maybe it's Mordo, but then I was like, that doesn't look like Mordo. He doesn't have his hair. So then right when he goes into the diner, and then they're talking for a second, they don't show his face, and I'm like, wait, he's in a suit. Oh! In my head, I was like, that's Mephisto! That's Mephisto! And then right when they showed the actor, I was like, it's gotta be Mephisto. If it's a sorcerer, okay, but it's gotta be Mephisto. It makes so much sense. He's offering him a deal. He's making a deal with the devil. The literal devil of the MCU. Come on. It's gotta be Mephisto. And so right when, they show us how he got the hood, then it flashes forward, the whole fight happens, Riri sits down with him, and you're thinking, oh, he's doing another deal. I'm like, bro, if this isn't Mephisto, I'm going to die. And then right when he says, some people call me some bad names that are offensive, but since I like you, you can call me Mephisto. I went, yes.
About time.
And I wouldn't even, I'm actually kind of shook. I'm rooting for the devil for a sec, but I'm glad he's there.
I'm just happy we have him. Finally,
yes.
About time.
Finally, Mephisto is here. Finally. What do you think about it?
That entire final section was shot incredibly because I genuinely didn't know what they were going to do.
Yes.
I was like, oh, come on. She's going to reject him. That's so obvious. And then it kept going. And I'm like, okay, wait, I don't know actually.
Yeah.
And it kept going. And I'm like,
yes.
She didn't. And then it kept going. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she did it.
I was like, you idiot.
What a turn.
Yeah.
That's insane. Never in my life would I have expected Ironheart to be teaming with Mephisto.
Yeah.
Is that a comic thing? Can someone tell me, is that a comic thing? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think
it doesn't need to be. I'm just saying, like, where's the correlation? That's crazy. I am so curious to see how that's going to play out. And I think that's the reason why it needs a second season.
Yes.
But Ryan Coogler said it's going to lead into Doomsday. You posted that on the film.
I forgot about that. I was trying to figure out how this would lead into Doomsday, but I think it's because of the end credit scene.
You think?
That is for Strange Academy. That is 1000% for Strange Academy.
Is that what that was?
Because the other character's name, Zelma, she is a sorcerer who knows about Kamartaj. I believe that's
Yeah,
the
the
name.
Karmatage.
Karmatage. She's one of the young sorcerers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about Strange Academy right now and how they want to like either do a TV series or movie for it. They're deciding because they're talking about Nova and Strange Academy, and they're deciding if both of those should just be TV, like what they should be, whether they should be TV series or movies.
Probably movie.
I think that Strange Academy should be a TV series.
Well, they're shifting away from doing big like CGI stuff for their shows.
Yeah.
They're sticking to more street level. So I think like you'll never get a Strange movie or show like that, like a Strange Academy movie or show. I think you're gonna see them though talked about in like a movie for sure.
Oh, they will, but I think without a doubt, Nova should be a movie and Strange Academy should be a TV series. Like without a doubt, it has to be. Nova is way too big.
You really think though that like because see this is my question. This is what I was like kind of like curious about, and it started making me scared for Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Are they tackling too much? If Riri is in Doomsday and she's with Mephisto, you have to like get into that. You can't just leave it be.
That's what I'm confused about.
So you have Doctor Doom, you have Mephisto. That seems like two major villains to like put in one movie.
Yeah.
You know, like that just doesn't make too much sense to me. So I'm like thinking like maybe she's just gonna not be in Doomsday or Secret Wars. To me, that feels like the wrong decision. I feel like she should be there. Like at least for Secret Wars, she should be there. So my question is, Phil, do you think she's in either?
What about this? Okay, so remember when it shows, I forgot, Parker in that room and he's screaming for Mephisto to come out pretty much, and he comes and he's like, geez man, you know I'm busy, and then he says the words, you know,
I have other
I had
clients.
other clients. What if instead of like it leads into Doomsday, what if Mephisto was talking to certain Avengers about certain things or certain villains about certain things, bro? Like
That'd be
maybe
interesting.
that's what leads into Doomsday. Maybe that's what they're talking about, because it would make some sense to me too, because I was looking into the whole Doomsday Secret Wars. I didn't look at the comic panel for that or something like that, but apparently Secret Wars is heavily, and that's why I'm weirded out, because there was a rumor saying that Doom isn't going to be in Secret Wars, but I believe he is. But Secret Wars really needs Doom. It needs Doom and the Beyonder. And the key thing with Secret Wars is the Battle World stuff and the different superheroes versus the different villains. So Mephisto has to be doing something to manipulate or help Doom. That's probably what's going on here. Because what if they try to change it where Doom made a deal with Mephisto, and Mephisto was playing him, but also playing everybody else that's trying to have things going on, mainly villains.
Yeah,
That's probably the thing leading into Doomsday.
that would make sense.
He's probably making deals with certain key players in Doomsday.
That'd be the way it'd have to work out, because I just don't understand how like you can have Riri present and like everyone's like, bro, like what's going on with you?
I was
You
about
know?
to say, because I don't think, or then you know, my bad. Answering your question, I don't think Riri's in it.
Okay, you don't.
I don't think Riri's in Doomsday. I think that this is too much of a big scale for her, and she still has some stuff going on, like the whole Natalie thing, which is what you were talking about originally. Like apparently she made a deal
That's her deal. Yeah,
to bring
Natalie's
Natalie back, and that threw me off because I was like, oh shoot.
Which,
like,
by the way, she's not actually back. That's not her.
yeah,
That's definitely not her.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like,
It's
we know
not.
how this works, you know?
you sacrificed something, and obviously she had that thing growing from her.
She has the dark magic. So, I'm curious. I thought that was a really interesting twist, and I think that was like the like, whoa, I wouldn't have expected the show to do this. But I will say, like, I think the show lacked a lot, had a lot of problems, but it was better than I expected.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. The villain, the Hood, very strong.
Oh, yeah.
Very convincing. Riri, the performance was great. Dominique Thorne killed it. She
Yep.
was so good. Good chemistry with Natalie. Like overall, it was a good show that had that like thing to bring it up, but too many problems for me to not say it's like a top tier MCU thing.
Yeah,
Finale wise, it's probably one of the best finales we've gotten for a
1000%.
show. I wouldn't I think it's like Loki's the pinnacle for me. Loki's the best. Hawkeye's is great. I think this might be third if I'm remembering the shows properly. Like if I'm not missing anything. I think like Moon Knight, no. She-Hulk, no. She-Hulk was creative, but no. WandaVision, I think maybe. Agatha's, if it ended off episode 8, I'd argue that it was.
Yeah.
Like that would be up there. But I do want to talk about before we close briefly because we're running really short on time. So this show on IMDb is currently sitting at a 3.7 user score. And I just want to say, for the record, y'all really showing your true colors, man. Like, come on, that many people are really giving it ones because you're a racist? Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I think if you genuinely don't like it, that's fine. Like, you can give it a 1 if you don't like it. You can give it a 4 if you don't like it.
Yeah.
You can give it a 5. If you like it, you can give it a 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. But to go out of your way to just give something a 1 immediately and just to rank it, just be like, yeah, look how garbage it is. Like let's show everyone else how bad it is by like bloating the score. Is so just like loser brain to me. So childish. So like, bro, if you just don't like it, you don't have to watch it. If you just don't like it, you don't have to go out of your way to rank it. Like, it just feels so unnecessary to me. So now when people are looking at shows, they're like, oh, Ironheart, this show must suck. But it doesn't. Because people are racist.
I'm gonna be for real. I enjoyed this show more than Agatha. I enjoyed this show more than Agatha all along. Because that ending really killed it for me. But even through Agatha, I was kind of like, eh.
I think what I liked about Agatha so much is it was weirder. I liked how like unwavering Agatha was, and I wouldn't have expected that.
Agatha got a 7.2.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's because the scores. So like, look, if you look at the like comparisons, Ironheart like total reviews is gonna be around what? It's at 29K. How much is Agatha at? Probably like more. Let's see. Never mind, not that much. Damn.
Wait, you're playing
79K. So Agatha's at, but
wow.
Okay, that's 50,000 more reviews. Wait till those come in, and you'll see more people like sort of bump up that score.
Bro.
It'll probably go to like a 5, maybe a 6, because I think even She-Hulk has higher scores than it. Which it does. She-Hulk has a 5.2, which is crazy. Like She-Hulk is far worse than Ironheart. And
yeah.
It is. It's far worse. That's not even like She-Hulk is funny, but it like doesn't do anything interesting. It's not great. It's not nowhere near good. I think it's like bad to okay. It has like that one Daredevil episode that's great. Not even because Daredevil's in it, but because like the ribbit and rip it is so funny. I'll never forget that. But I think that show was trying to be a comedy, and it wasn't a good comedy.
Yeah.
Ironheart, what it sets out to do, I think for the most part it hits. It just is lacking a lot of things because of the limited amount of episodes, and because I don't think it I think just writing problems in general. That's me. I don't think She-Hulk should have a much higher score than Ironheart. That's just gross to me.
Ironheart definitely needs to be a consensus 6 to me. Like
yeah. Like, because that's what Miss Marvel is. Miss Marvel's at like a 6, 6.2, and I really like Miss Marvel. But
Miss Marvel I like Miss Marvel, but for the grand scheme of the MCU, like bringing Mephisto in, that's a very like important storyline, because that means that, and that's one thing that also bugs me about Ironheart a little bit. I think without a doubt it needs a season 2, because it needs to show more of her heart in it too. Like that's one of her most important character traits, like from what I learned about Ironheart. And like her making a deal with the devil, I don't think is the best way to end the show. So I feel like you need to have her in a season 2 or in another arc of another character show, breaking the bond with the devil and overcoming the devil, because that would have elevated her character status.
Yeah,
purely.
totally.
Because if she can defeat the devil, she can defeat anybody. But with going back to the grand scheme of the MCU, it's a very important show.
Yeah.
Because that means more people are going to be making deals with the devil, whether it's superheroes, villains, or even just random civilians.
Look, we're at the point in the MCU now, though, before we close, where I feel like these things will come out, and the people that love it will watch it. The people that don't care, even when they see it in the movie, they're not going to like really be like, I don't think it like puts off a lot of people to me. I think if you see Doom, or in Doomsday, let's just say in Doomsday, Mephisto's there, right? Because those are going to be the big movie that everyone's going to go watch. I don't think people are going to be like, what? Who's that? I think it's very clear who Mephisto is because he's just Marvel Satan.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's a very easy concept to understand. So by introducing him here, where it's like this hype for us fans, it's like, cool, like this is sick. For people that don't care, when they see him in Doomsday, it's not going to be like man, I missed too much. How can I keep up? No one's going to care. At this point, I don't think anyone cares. Mm-hmm. And I think even Kevin Feige's aware with that. Mm-hmm. And I think that sucks. It's unfortunate, but I'm fine with it. Mm-hmm. It keeps a lot of losers away, except with Ironheart, you know? Except with Ironheart, in this case, everyone all of a sudden was like, yeah, it sucks. But we know who you people are. We know how you guys are, so...